Isn't it gorgeous here? Oh, just beautiful. You know what this makes me think about, this beautiful vista? Student-led conversations.
Me too.
How'd you know? I just couldn't not think about our students leading really powerful, independent conversations.
Because if you are sitting here, you've got to have a conversation.
I think it's the contemplative nature of our environment here in beautiful Santa Barbara. But really, Renee, I want to find out from you. I know you've worked in thousands of teachers' classrooms, thinking about this idea of student-led conversation. And what are some of the things you see that are like really often challenges in student-led conversations, or some of the things that maybe are keeping us up at night because it's not really working?
Yeah. Wow. That's a good question, Gravity. So one thing we know is that conversations are so important to helping us process our thinking and clarify our thinking. And so one roadblock or sticking point sometimes we find in classrooms is classrooms are silent, right? That we set up kids to talk, and then we hear...
It goes like this. Or, right?
Yeah, or, yeah. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's a good starting place because we at least gave space and time for kids to talk. Yeah. And so our advice is to keep at that, right? Like we don't want to give up on conversations. We still want to have that space. But so that's usually one sticking point. We've got silence, or sometimes it turns into a ping pong match. Like kids just kind of stick on the surface and share ideas.
Like, what's your book about? Who's the author?
Yeah.
What's the setting?
Yep. Like almost like a checklist that they're kind of like, I'm talking, right? But it's surface level. Sometimes we find that kids talk about the book and they get on really long tangents, which is a fine thing, but then we want to teach them how to tether it back.
Like all of a sudden we're talking about Winn-Dixie, and then we're talking about the dog we hope our mom's going to get us for Christmas this year.
Exactly.
And then we forget we even have a book that we could be talking about.
Exactly. And all of those things are great. Like every single one of those issues is great.
And normal.
And normal, absolutely. And part of having competition in our classrooms. But in each of the books we have a chapter on, where to kind of guide kids from there.
Right. And so there's a whole chapter on sort of what it probably is and what it could be.
Absolutely.
So can you offer, I know we have a whole chapter full of lesson ideas and charts and resources and tools, but can you give us just a little bit of like what are some of the big strategies or one of the big shifts that you think teachers can take on to help with students so that they are having more meaningful conversations and actually help them understand their books?
Absolutely. So one thing we both kind of grappled with together and reflecting about this chapter is something we all did in our own classrooms, which is we get a little nervous, so we tend to take over the conversation and direct it. So kids then are constantly kind of relying and looking to us to kind of guide our conversation. So if that's happening in your classrooms, we offer in the book ideas for how to take that directing and just teach kids how to do it themselves.
So for example, if you as a teacher find yourself saying a lot, what's your evidence in the text? What's your evidence in the text? Oh wait, we could teach the kids to say to one another, prove it, or where's your evidence, or what page number should I look at?
Absolutely.
So they're taking on some of those moves, right?
Yep. So it's the same gut instinct that we have. We're
Right.
just taking it away from us and giving it to the kids. So these become lessons to teach kids to do with one
And
another.
what if they have little to no experience and it's not going so well?
Right. Then we start with basic lessons like what does it mean to listen, right? And what does it mean to start a conversation? So we teach kids how to navigate conversation, and we help them with sentence starters, and even just what does it mean to listen to someone, how to make eye contact, how to lean in, smile at your partner. So there are some places that you can find yourself, whether you're just starting classroom conversations or you've got them going and you really want to take them to the next level, so that kids are really in a discussion about their books, right? And helping to kind of clarify and confirm and maybe even critique and challenge what they're learning in their texts.
And in chapter 4, thank you. Yep, chapter 4, where we talk about this, there is that sort of quick assessment teachers can do of listening to the kids' conversations to figure out where to start. So we have sort of beginner through experience lessons, and you can answer the what do I teach tomorrow with our tool to, in just a few minutes of observation at most, figure that out.
Absolutely. And we also have a couple great video clips of kids talking and coaching and a whole array of where students are.
Right, and in those videos they're real, right? There was silence, there was tangents, there was really deep conversation. And teachers watching those videos will get to see how we handle that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And one thing I was thinking about is all the chapters we wrote, a chapter about talking, we got this one. We are experts on that.